Hey, welcome to Chris's Texas Sports Podcast. I'm Chris, by the way. Thank you very much. Now, today I want to be telling you about going to see last Sunday's Rangers game. I look back at an indoor soccer team they used to have in Houston, and I look back at Texas sports in 1978, and look at this year's North Texas Mean Green football team. Okay, well, I went to last Sunday's Rangers game. They played the Orioles and won 3-2. It was the first time that I got to see them play at Globe Life Field. I seen them play at Globe Life Park, or the ballpark in Arlington, and before that, Arlington Stadium. Now, they showed the Hall of Fame induction ceremony for Rangers great Adrian Beltre on the Jumbotron. My brother-in-law and nephew went, and we sat in left center field. It rained on us on the way between Waco and Fort Worth, and it rained again after we went inside. Thank God Globe Life has a retractable roof, just like AT&T Stadium and Minute Maid Park and NRG Stadium. Not only for the rain, but for the heat as well, here in Texas. Another sports news from Texas, Astros DH Yordan Alvarez hit for the cycle in their game against the Mariners last Sunday. The Texans and the Cowboys both open training camp. The Texans have theirs down in Houston, while the Cowboys go to Oxnard, California to have theirs. The Astros signed their top draft pick, catcher Walker Janik from Sam Houston State, and the Rangers signed their top draft pick, catcher Malcolm Moore from Stanford. Cowboys pass rusher Sam Williams was carted off the field Sunday with an injury which turned out to be a torn ACL, and that will sideline him for the rest of the season. The Texans signed running back Cam Akers and cut wide receiver Jared Wayne. The Cowboys cut cornerback Garyon Cowley and claimed Keenan Hall off of waivers. Hope I'm pronouncing Kaylee's name right. Anyway, coming up, a look back at the Houston Summit Soccer. Okay, the Houston used to have two indoor soccer league teams. One was called the Hot Shots that played in the 90s, and the what was called the Continental Indoor Soccer League. But there was another soccer league that lasted quite a while called the Major Indoor Soccer League, and they had franchises all over, including one in Houston, and they were called the Summit Soccer. I got to go to one of their games. Anyway, they played in Houston from 1978 to 1980 at the Arena of the Summit, hence their name. And they were a fairly good team as they made the playoffs both seasons they were in Houston, and they even made it to the MISL finals in their last season there. The game I went to, they came from behind and won the game in overtime. I did have a chance to join the supporters club they had for kids, but I decided not to. They called the club the Summiteers. They ended up moving to Baltimore in 1980 Coming up, other things in Texas in sports in 1978. All right, now some other things in sports in Texas in 1978. The Texas Longhorns, led by 1977 Heisman Trophy winner Earl Campbell, lost to Notre Dame in the 1978 Cotton Bowl game. I'm not sure if Joe Montana was at Notre Dame by that time. He might have been. I know he played in the 79 game against Houston. Anyway, the Longhorns, they were going for the 1977 National Championship. Earl Campbell ended up being drafted by the Oilers in the 1978 NFL Draft. That's also the year I started going to see the Astros play. Astros pitcher J.R. Richard struck out 303 batters. They ended up in 5th place in the NL West behind the eventual National League champion Dodgers. Enos Cabell was the team MVP. Earl Campbell helped the Oilers make the playoffs for the first time since before the AFL-NFL merger. He had a breakout performance against the Dolphins on Monday Night Football. The Houston Cougars football team won their second Southwest Conference championship since joining the conference in 1976. The Angelo State Rams won the NAIA Division I National Championship. By the way, the Oilers used to have their spring training at the Angelo State campus in San Angelo. All right, coming up, the look at the upcoming season for the North Texas Mean Green football team. Okay, now look at the North Texas Mean Green football team from Denton, Texas. Denton's in the DFW area, by the way. Anyway, this season, the North Texas Mean Green football team, they will play at South Alabama on August 31st to open the season. Then they play their first home game against Stephen F. Austin on September 7th. Then they play at Texas Tech on September 14th. Then they will play Wyoming at home on September 21st. Then they will open American Athletic Conference play against Tulsa at home on September 28th. Then they will play at Florida Atlantic on October 12th. Then they play at Memphis on October 19th. Then they play Tulane at home on October 26th. Then they play Army at home on November 9th. Then they play at UTSA on November 15th. Then they play East Carolina at home on November 23rd. And they wrap up the season at Temple on November 30th. The Mean Green are coached by head coach Eric Morris, who is going into a second season at the helm. Coach Morris spoke at the 2024 AAC kickoff. He talked about the passing of North Texas great Abner Haynes and some of the other schools in the conference. He also talked about going to play Texas Tech this year. He played and went to Tech, and he played under head coach Mike Leach. The Mean Green are picked in most publications to finish ninth in the AAC. Now Wednesday, let's look at the Sam Houston State University Bearcats from Huntsville, Texas. Well, that's all I got for you now. I'm Chris Crowell, and I want to thank you for listening.